for our second segment. Now we're moving on to the fantasy league part. I can give you guys a little more info on this. Obviously, we have a little bit to go through here, but we're going to start with this SPL Fantasy League Season 6. I'm just going to say it now. We're working on something with the name just due to copyright and trademark concern. When we find out, I'll let you guys know what the official thing is. Also, there was going to be a Twitter page to follow. It's already up. We may have to change the league, but if you guys want a Twitter page to follow for updates on signups and everything to do with the fantasy league on social media, on Twitter, we have the Smite Fantasy League. You can find it and follow it. I'm just letting you know now. Let me see if I can find that picture so you know what the logo is. Yep. There it is. Obviously, the Smite part is what we're concerned about, being copyrighted or trademark. Came up the other day. So this we won't call this the official name, but this is the logo. Because this part might get changed. But this is the logo. This is what you'll see when you search Smite Fantasy League, because obviously if you have to change the name, we'll change the name. But you know, keep that in mind if you do go look at it for Twitter. So SPL Fantasy League Season 6. Myself and ECG Vengeance and Odescu are all admins. Corona Arachne is a scoring assistant. None of us can compete in this. We are ineligible for any prizes, anything going on. Something that came up, started last year. One person who started the idea, Odd, took action to make it happen. And ECG and I have both been someone we both supported this. We're both excited about this as an idea. Anyone you see that is working with us is somebody who supports this idea and is excited about it and it really wants to see this grow just as much as anyone else. This is why I'm doing the show. I think I think this is something that has huge potential. I think this is something that you Smite viewers would enjoy to play or get to see done, so you could have a chance of competing at it in the future. And with growth, because that's what we're hoping for, comes other good things that make it more possible for even more people to join it. Just saying. Yes, there are prizes. We'll get into the prizes. I can't go over all the prizes. I can say what some of them are possible, but I'm not going to guarantee. I can only guarantee what one of the prizes are going to be because that's already been discussed. Someone at Hi-Res, yes, that is actually being looked into. That someone talked to someone at Hi-Res is already, as far as I know, it's already being done. So we've gone over this part. Dates for draft unknown. You know, we can't do anything until the SPL schedule is announced because we have to revolve around that. But you know, dates, time subject to change, blah blah blah. Just because we want to keep it within everyone being able to do it. Draft format: 6 players. 6 players, as in people or teams per league. Draft from all 50 SPL players available, which is the list we just went over. Each team must have 1 of each of the 5 roles: ADC, jungle, mid, solo, support. Each team may have no more than 2 from a single roster, which is exactly why you saw me do it the way I did it. Draft order will be decided via random number generator or by previous season rewards. So, as in for this season 6, we had a thing happening where some people earned the right to be one of the top picks, or got guaranteed a spot into the league this year. So there's going to be a few less open sign-up spots available, but it's going to differ from the overall people that we have due to it being a reward from last year. Players in the league may name their teams. Please keep them appropriate. Do not relate them to any other orgs. Obviously, that's just kind of like a douche thing to do anyway. But, you know, we still want to keep a certain level of appropriateness and whatnot. Obviously, you can troll. You can have fun with it. Just be reasonable, at least. And that's not something like I talked to either of the other 2 admins about. That's something I'm just saying because this is like courtesy. And it's as an admin, I don't want to see. Freaking Twitch chat. Drafts will be done live via Discord voice chat and recorded on the league's main spreadsheet. This is for those who are participating. For those of you who are not participating, you will not be in the Discord. However, I will be streaming these live drafts. So again, you can watch, see, discuss each person's individual draft as we go along. At least one league admin will be present for live drafts, obvious reasons, because we have to be there to record it. People can't just say this is what I got, because obviously that's a load of crap. If a participant should draft a player, and that player is replaced in the SPL at any point during the split, the participant will receive an extra free agent pickup from all available players to compensate for the roster change. This is something we ran into last year because there were quite a few roster changes, some during a split. So generally they were just swapped out for the person that filled, but we kind of, it's going to vary. I'm not 100% sure how they're going to do it this year. We'll have to wait and see, but it was definitely interesting to have to go through. Format. Full assortment of leagues will run a predetermined length of the SPL season. Then we are most likely going to try to section this off like there was 3 splits last year. We are probably going to try and section off the fantasy league in the same way. Probably based around land tournaments where there's some sort of prizing. If they do anything extra like that, again, we have to wait for them to release that schedule. League leaders will be pulled out at a pre-scheduled point during the season to redraft and compete for the main prizes. Go over prizes in a second. So this means it could be the top 1, it could be the top 2, it could be the number 1s, it could be the top 3. I don't know, sure yet. You're in one of those spots. Why is Iron Prayer, which I keep saying, you want the highest point possible in order for a chance to win. You will be pulled out of your league and put into your own, have a chance at the big boy prizes. After the cutoff, all original leagues will be terminated. All players who are not in top spots in the leagues will be entered into a raffle and are allowed to redraft in a limited entry consolation event. As in, you will get prizes, not as good ones, but you still have a chance for something. So don't give up. Scoring periods will be determined by scheduled SPL events that occur periodically throughout the regular season. Said that already. Score themselves will be regularly updated. So, excuse me. Scores themselves will be regularly updated so all participants can track their progress. Something that we'll see. We have that spreadsheet for. We will share it with all of you. I will go over it on this show. Show everyone who's in the lead, how many points each player scored, who's the top player, who did this, that. So for those who don't get to see any of that and don't get to compete, you can still see it from another perspective. Here we are. All fantasy players, I don't like that line's there. All fantasy players will be allowed 1 player-to-player trade during the season within their league. Trades may involve up to 2 players per team, maximum of 4. All trades must be approved by a league admin, me, or odd. No trades are allowed until week 3. Obviously, you can't just draft an immediate trade. You should probably wait. This is more done for the wait and see how your guy's doing, because you may want to trade him at first, but then all of a sudden he's popping off and it's like, holy crap. Because we had this happen last year. A guy traded, and the guy he traded away just popped off immediately afterwards, which was hilarious to watch. All fantasy players will be allowed 2 free agent changes / pickups during the season within their league. Free agent pickups must involve a player drop via league administrator. No free agent pickups allowed until week 2, which means when there is someone who is not picked up, will be allowed to drop someone you have and pick up that person. And we generally do this so by total score points. So if you're like in the lead of your league at the moment and you say, hey, I want to drop this person for this person, which generally you're not going to do if you're in the lead, everyone under you would get a chance first. That part of the risk of trading, same way in fantasy football. Yes, that is part of the risk of trading. That's why. What? Don't like that trading rule. Which one? Oh, these trading rules make sense. You got to think this is something that's still growing and still improving. For how this is set up right now, especially with the SPL, these rules make sense for scoring. Usually have until week X. Yeah, we give until week X to start instead of end because we just don't want people nonstop trading and doing all this stuff. It's like I said, this is something that it still has room for improvement, and this is only the second year of it going, but also with growth comes some changes that make that more possible because with the way they're set up right now, I mean, you're gonna get your team. And there's a few people who want to trade, but generally, with how this has worked so far, the top players won't want to trade anyway. So the whole waiting until X week isn't a big deal for us. No, outside opinions are more than welcome. That's what I'm saying. It's a good point to bring up. I just with how the SPL works and with how all how this is set up, I think like I understand what you're saying. I think this is just right now the best situation for trading. Just right now. In the case of SPL subs playing in place of a drafted player, the fantasy owner will receive players from the role on their players' team so they are not punished by an unknown issue. Example of Frostyak subs and Fercherio one game. What the? And earns 11 points. Cherio's owner will receive those 11 points. Obviously, you don't want to get gypped out of points. At the end of each scoring period, two teams with the most points will be considered the winners, leaders, and will. Oh, there you go. The top two from each league will get to keep going. In case of an exact tie in points between potential top two finishers, the first and second tiebreakers will be most combined kills. At least combined deaths from each player's roster. And then, if needed, fewest roster changes, which that is an extreme to go to. I'm just going to tell you that now. Ties are not common in one league. And if a tie went from combined kills amongst your players and then to deaths and you were still even, that would blow my mind. Usually the combined kills is what would separate you. The top score at the end of each full SPL split will earn a significant reward. This is where I will go over prizes because they're not listed, obviously. As far as I know, we are going to have a gem prize give out. I don't know how it's going to be divvied up. But I don't know what the biggest amount you're going to see is. I do know we'll be giving gems away. There is a possibility of skins. There's a possibility of jerseys. There is a possibility of HRX ticket. I am not, the only thing I'm going to say that I believe is for sure are the gems. Everything else is a possibility. However, those are still pretty big possible prizes. And my personal opinion is that I do think the HRX ticket should be. We just have to figure out how. It's just a ticket that gets you into HRX. So, it's not the whole trip. It's not a hotel and everything. It is, you still have to pay for your own hotel. You still have to get yourself there. But the ticket itself being free, I mean, that to me is a worthy top prize. Again, we'll have to figure out how all that's going to work, if it is possible or not. But it's a possibility. So, I mean, I would definitely. I mean, either way, when you guys look at this fantasy league, there's a chance to get some pretty cool stuff, depending on what we get, and it's free. I don't see why anyone wouldn't want to compete, and it's something to do for fun. That you're gonna watch the SPL and not just watch one team. You want to see how each of your players is gonna do, like any other fantasy league. So, I'd say get involved. You can sign up. Scoring! Carry roles, ADC, jungle, and mid will be scored based on KD, kills, and deaths. Assist. Don't play into anything for these guys. With performance bonuses, 2 points gained per kill. So if someone gets 6 kills, they get 12 points. 1 point lost per death. If you go 6 and 6, you have gotten 6 points. 1 bonus point gained each time a player has the most kills in a game. Not set. So if I'm reading this correctly, which I am, you have 3 games played. Game 1, X player gets 18 kills. Game 2, a different player gets 20 kills. Game 3, that X player gets 9 kills, and those are the highest. Those players will each get a bonus point most kills in a game. Of course, this depends on how they decide to do things in the SPL next year. Carries with no deaths will earn a 2-point bonus per game. So if you have someone who goes 12-0 in game 1 and dies the next 2 games, you get a 2-point bonus for that first game. 1 bonus point gained for every 10 assists. This is where assists actually do come in. Earned in a game, no fractions. I don't know why no fractions in there, but okay. So if your jungler goes 7-2-10, you get a bonus point for the assists. Rack up a lot of points with these guys. These are big point rolls. Frontline rolls, solo and support, will be scored based on KDA overall, kills, deaths, and assists with performance bonuses. 1.5 points gained per kill. You're going to see lower point values for these because these guys are meant to tank. They are not meant to kill. That is the importance of these 3. These guys are meant to be defensive or aggressive, initiating. One of them is not exactly to get kills, but we got to give them something just in case they do get a kill. Obviously, solo being the one more likely than support. So 1.5 points gained per kill, 0.5 point gained per assist. Because, it's broken down this way because these guys could really rack in a lot of points if we actually did a full 1 point loss per death, 2 bonus points gained each time support has the most assists in a game, not set. So 2 points gained each time support has the most assists in a game. No, it's the same thing. No, didn't change teams on the example list. What example list? 2 points gained each time support has the most assists in a game. Obviously, if your guy gets 30 assists in one game, you get 2 bonus points. 1 bonus point gained each time a solo laner has the most kills in a game. It means he outkilled all of them. Pretty good. Get a bonus point. Solo laners with no deaths will earn 2 bonus points per game. Again, same thing as up here. You don't die. Boom. Support players with no deaths will earn 4. This is the support bonus for doing well. 4 for not dying. Any SPL player who earns a pentakill during the split, because of how rare it is, will earn 10 points. Any player whose team wins their set in 2-0 fashion earns 2 bonus points. That's as long as it's a set of, best of 3. Here's your examples for scoring. Say you have Adapting Jungle, he goes 9-2, he gets 16 points. 18 minus 2. Wait. Yeah, 18 minus 2. 16. Plus, he has the top kills bonus. 17. Plus, energy wins set 2-0. He gets 19 total points. Polar Bear Mike, 2-3-15, 7.5 points. Plus top assist, plus the United wins 2-0. 11.5. Obviously, that is a different team. They're different teams now because changes, but it doesn't really matter because it's just an example anyways. Deathwalker solo, 3-0-12, 10.5 points, no death bonus, 13.5 points. Boom. That's not right. It should be 12.5. Right? This is 10.5. That should be 12.5. That's not right. That's weird. Barracuda ADC 8-2. 14 points plus pentakill bonus plus top kill bonus is 25 because 8-2, 16 minus 2, 14. Pentakill bonus 10, 24, and top kills is what the heck? There's 1. That is your Smite fan info. Again, the Smite part is so that is your Fantasy League info. That is that's pretty much that is the info I have available to give to you guys. I will be giving this to other streamers who asked for it.